Morris, and I'm serving life in Louisiana.
My name is Hannibal Stanfield. I'm serving life without parole in Louisiana State Penitentiary.
My name is Aaron Brent, and I'm serving life in Louisiana.
My name is Michael Doggett, and I'm serving life without parole in the state of Louisiana.
My name is Tommy Franklin, and I'm serving life in Louisiana.
My name is Sabrina Parks, and I'm doing life in Louisiana.
My name is Aubrey Sykes, and I'm serving life in Louisiana.
My name is Sandra Starr, and I'm doing life in prison in Louisiana.
My name is John Richard, and I'm doing life in Louisiana.
Basically what we do in here is we furnish the clothes for all the main prison and cell block inmates in this location. They're eligible to get certain items every 90 days, some things they can only get every 6 months, and they turn in a list and we fill it and send it to them. I came here, I had just turned 24 when I got arrested on my charge. And by the time I got to Angola, I was 25, had just turned 25, and been here ever since. Hadn't spent a night away from here in almost 38 years now. Believe me, I'm a whole lot different now from what my attitude. When I first come here, I hated authority. And I resisted authority. I was rebellious. I guess it's the thing of you mellow out with age, but as you get older in life, you learn life's lessons too. And it's just wrong to keep somebody locked up past a certain point. Past a certain point, it just becomes torture. You look at the guys that's laying up in the medical dorms right now. Some of them been locked up over 50 years. That makes no sense to keep these guys locked up.
I came to Angola when I was 19 years old. This particular incident happened in 1976. I was young, dumb, stupid, naive, and I wanted to have a reputation. It was pretty rough when I first come here, real rough. It was real off, we call it off the chain. One of the changes, reason why I changed, because one of my best friends ended up getting sick, and he ended up dying. That what made me get involved with the healthcare program. All I try to do now is give love and respect to everybody. You know, it's just like the patients I got here now. You know, it's like if you got a patient friend in here and you pass down that walk every day you're gonna come in here and you're gonna visit your friend. Every so often you're gonna bring your friend something to eat. But you got a patient that's next to him and the one that's right across from him don't have nobody. So while you feeding that particular patient, those two got to act like they sleep or they, doing something because they're hungry. So what I do, I go out and I talk to the different clubs, I go talk to the different churches and stuff like that, and I let them work with me, and they'll give me food enough to feed all the patients. And when I bring a smile on those patients' face, it does me all the good in the world. It helps my heart, and like I say, it's a passion with me with these patients. I love them to death, they're like my kids, and I do anything for them.
My mom raised us as a single mom. I'm the oldest. In my home, it was a lot of abuse. I went into a dark place and couldn't come out. So I started to rebel in all manners. I got with the wrong crowd, so I did messing with drug dealers. Fell in love with one and had a little girl, beautiful little girl, and he turned out to be abusive also. And I felt that was the perfect way to live life because that's what I saw. And if he didn't hit me, he didn't love me. So it got to the point to where it got so severe, I couldn't take it anymore. So I fought back. And when I decided to fight back, it became a tragedy, which landed me in prison with a life sentence. I've been gone from my kids for like 24 years. I left them when they were 4 and 7. So in my mind, that's how I still picture them. That has been the hardest part. I missed my daughter's graduation. I missed my daughter's first boyfriend. Her first kiss. When she was hurt, I wasn't there to hold her. My son, when nobody listened to him, the world, he ran to the world for support because I wasn't there. My greatest thing is I just want to sit down with my 2 grown children and just talk to them and tell them how much that it was my fault.
I was 27 years old and 27 days when I got arrested. A year and a half or so later, I was convicted of second-degree murder and sent straight to Angola. I've been here since January of 1988. You know, there was a lot of violence going on around here. It wasn't a day that passed. As a matter of fact, my first day I woke up in Angola, I woke up, sat up in my bed and watched somebody get stabbed. And I'm saying, wow. Where am I? You know, what kind of place is this? So it was definitely a mental journey that I had to take. I grew up in a very strict household. There wasn't a lot of time for playing. We went to school, came back from school, we had chores. My dad was a commercial fisherman for a while. He did things and he needed help. I was the eldest in the family, so I primarily helped out with responsibilities of providing for the family. Paid all the trout lines, picking up and running out the hoop nets and hunting, fishing, whatever we needed to do to put food on the table. But I love school. I love learning. I love the experience of learning new things. My days are extremely full. I tutor for the GED department. We use the stars to motivate the guys in the class. A lot of these guys couldn't read and write when they came here. And they worked their way all the way up to here, and now they have their GED. It's an accomplishment that, you know, helps build their self-esteem and help them, you know, to become better people. I'm not even close to the same person I was when I came here. Not even close. First and foremost, you know, a place like this makes you look at yourself for who you really are compared to who you think you are. You know, I realized that I hurt a lot of people with that one act that I committed. And it wasn't just the victim, it was my family. I had 3 sons out there that had to grow up without me. You know, the community itself. I have a lot to pay back. And I don't mind doing that. Because if I can stop just one senseless act like that from happening again, I feel like I accomplished something.
I had a pretty modest childhood. I grew up in a 2-parent household. My aspiration as a child was to be a professional athlete. I wasn't very good in sports, but my aspiration, like most kids, you know, I wanted to be on TV, I wanted to be in the spotlight. I wanted to make my family proud, and I wanted to be somebody when I grew up. When I was arrested, I was 18 years old. It was a pretty traumatic experience, all things considered, that I'd never been incarcerated before. I'd never been in any type of trouble before. And one bad decision, I took my thinking cap off one time, ultimately led me in the court system where I was sentenced to life in prison. And it was a completely different paradigm shift that transpired because I was still young, a teenager, and the culture that I grew up in said that we need to focus on social skills, and I was thrust into an environment that was predicated more on survival skills. So it was a conflict of interest in what I've grown up to know. Well, I've changed dramatically over the course of the last 23 years because when I began to start focusing on becoming a better person. I work here in the Interfaith Chapel. The hardest part of my job is I also have to deliver death messages, which I had to do too this morning. And you can never really truly prepare yourself to have to sit down with a brother and tell them that they lost someone that they love. So in 2007, I created a ministry called Malachi Dad, which is a father ministry. And I'm proud to say that to date, it's in 200 plus prisons across the country and 5 other countries, all from a vision that God gave me to create an organization that's going to be therapeutic for men to come together and discuss their weakness and failures as a father. Parole eligibility would mean hope. It would mean redemption. It means opportunity for men to go back and be fathers, sons to go back and be caregivers to their parents. And
there's people that's been here for 30 plus years. These people don't have an ounce of vindictiveness or an ounce of violence in them anymore. They're outgrown that. They're well beyond that, and they know they owe the community. They owe.
We can change, all we want to do is show that we have changed. And if the public will accept us, we'll be able to go out there and show them that we made a change. See, but right now, I would like the opportunity to be able to go out there and speak to some of those youth homes, some of them the places where the little youngsters are at, and restructure their thoughts about the way they live in the street so they wouldn't come here. Angola's not gonna, I'm gonna let you know this, Angola ain't the place to be. But it'll teach you a lesson. And I'm just sorry that I had to come to Angola to learn the lesson that I learned.
A totally different person than the person that was arrested. Today, it's not about me.
Before I thought it was just about me, but everything we do in life is not about us. It's for the next person. So, give me a second chance, give me a chance to provide for my family.
The notion that a criminal is a criminal for life, I think is false. The statistics show that, and I think people can change. Those in other states that have gotten out on the same crimes that we have been convicted of here in Louisiana have shown they've changed. They've gotten out and stayed out and been a productive member of society. And I would like to be given that opportunity.
Give us a chance.
I want to start a new life.
Contrary to what people may believe or whatever perception they might have of people who are confined, I like to say to this gated community that rehabilitation does actually exist in here, and basically life without parole is not a life sentence, it's a death sentence. It's like a slow death. Like I said earlier, I strive every day to be a better person today than I was yesterday, and hopefully tomorrow I'll be a better person than I was today.